What's up, everybody? Cunningham Cichlids back with another video. We're going to do a day in life video. For those of you that have fish rooms, you run linear pumps or blowers. I run Alita linear pumps to run my room. For those of you that have been here or seen my videos, I run an Alita AL200 and I run an AL120. Well, I came down today and noticed something was a little off. Didn't hear all the bubbles that you normally hear when you're running pumps, and my AL200 quit working. So right now we're working on rebuilding my AL200. I do have some diaphragm kits that I ordered from Alita and kept them on hand just in case something were to happen. I also have backup pumps running, so let me show you what I did. Alright, so let's pick up show you what I did. So those of you that know, back there is where the AL120 is. Over here in the corner is where my AL200 was. So that right now is my spare AL120 that I'm running back there. And then I turned on over here I have an AL80. So that's plugged in and running. So right now I'm running two AL120s and an AL80 to run my room in the meantime. Everything's running, bubbling, going just fine as expected. Should for the three pumps running. But now we're dismantling the old one. So we've already got the cover off, the casing off. We got the new gasket installed. We got the new filter, new air filter here. That's going to go on, and then when I get ready to put it back together here. So right now we're working on taking this hex nut off here, so we can pull the rest of the old diaphragm off the magnetic rod, and then I got to get this hose off here, and then I can start installing my new diaphragm on that side, and then I need to repeat the steps on the other side. So come along as we fix this and try and see if we can get the pump rebuilt and get it running, and then I can put everything back the way it was, just to be running two pumps. Alright, so now we got the hex nut off, and we were able to pull the old diaphragm off now. So one thing I didn't realize is this piece was just stuck on there. So once I applied some pressure, I was able to pull it apart. So now this needs to go back on here, just like so. Put the hex nut and the washer back on, and then we need to hook the hose back up and put the screws back in on this, and then one side of the pump will be rebuilt, and then we're going to repeat the process on the other side of the pump. Alright, so we just finished rebuilding this side here. We got the hose hooked back up, the screws back in, mounted, everything's good. So now we need to disassemble this other side here and replace the diaphragm here, and then see what happens. So this time we're going to learn a little bit. We took these screws out last time. We don't need to. We'll take these four out and then pop this apart, and then take the hose clamp and the hex bolt off, and then we got the new one here to put on. So now that we did one side, we learned a little bit how to do the other side a little bit more efficient. Alright, so just like that, we got the other side apart. So now we're going to put the side back together here. Line this back up with the hole with the screw, and then we're going to put the washer and the hex nut back on. There we go. We're gonna line this up, and then we're gonna put the washer and the hex nut back on. I just want to make sure I have this going the right way with the hose. Alright, so now both diaphragms are brand new on this pump, and we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together. Get the ceramic casing here, and put the top on it, and put the air filter and gasket back on the top, and we're going to give this pump a whirl and see if we can't hook it back up and get everything running back to the way they were yesterday. Alright, so here's the moment of truth. We got the pump all together. I was just trying to figure out where I can plug it in at, which I got plugs over here. So we got the pump all together under here. Let's pull this out real quick and show you. You have the air filter. So I would recommend, if you guys are running Alita pumps, make sure you're checking your air filter and changing them. That's one thing, to be honest, I did not do. So that could have contributed to my diaphragms failing, because the air filter was pretty nasty when I took it apart this time. So just make sure you're checking that. But anyways, we'll go ahead and put this back together and we'll plug it in and give it a whirl. And if we're good, then we can put everything back the way it was and hook this pump back up. Okay, let's see. Plug this in. Should have air blowing, and yep. Air coming out. So we're gonna go ahead and hook this pump back up and make sure it works like it was last night. Alright, so not all took about an hour at the most trying to figure it out, and then to replace the diaphragm, but both diaphragms there, you can see the L200s back up. I did open my bleeder valve this time. Last time I did not open it, but when I plugged it in, I had so much air. Maybe that attributes to part of the problem I had with it, is I didn't, when I first started running the pump probably 6 years ago, I didn't open the bleeder valve, and maybe I should have, but you can see here everything's running as expected. These guys are going, pushing air. Some nice air coming out of there. Then even these are going pretty good at the end of the run here. So, and then all the fry tanks are running. So I think we're back in business. The 200's running. So now I need to go back online and order a new another diaphragm kit. So if it happens again, I have another diaphragm kit. I can't stress enough, if you guys have fish rooms, make sure you have backup pumps, backup diaphragm kits, whatever your pump needs for maintenance. Make sure you have that on hand, because you never know when things are going to go bad. And if it's your only pump, make sure you got a spare, so you can plug in your spares like I did, even for an hour at the most, you know, to run the spares, just to make sure that the tanks were running and getting filtered. You know, it's very important. So you get a lot of money invested in your fish and your fish room. So I mean, a pump could be another $100 to $500. It depends on what pump you're running. But in the long run, it'll be worth it to have a backup and extra parts. So with that, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Please share. Appreciate all you guys that follow me today and the support that I get. And until next time, another day in the life of a fish keeper.